Today we're diving into one of the darkest, most emotional entries in the Conjuring universe. Conjuring, Last Rites. This story stretches across decades from the Warrens' early years to one of their eeriest cases, all tied together by a single cursed object, a mirror that refuses to die. If you haven't seen the movie yet, this is your spoiler warning. We're breaking down the full timeline, the hauntings, Judy's connection to the evil, and finally, the ending explained. Alright, let's begin. The movie opens in 1964, showing a younger Ed and Lorraine Warren exploring an antique shop. A terrified woman pleads for help, claiming an evil presence is driving her father towards suicide. Lorraine, heavily pregnant, follows the entity into the back room and discovers the three-faced mirror, the source of the evil. When she touches it, the glass cracks and a sinister reflection smirks back. This contact triggers violent visions, sending her into early labor. At the hospital, the shadow of the mirror entity circles as doctors fight to deliver the baby. For a tense moment, the newborn appears stillborn until Ed and Lorraine pray, and a cry breaks through. The child, Judy Mia Tomlinson, is now tied to the mirror from her very first breath. As she grows, Judy senses spirits in their home and confides in Lorraine, who teaches her the protective Lucy Lockett rhyme. Then we jump to 1986 in West Pittston, Pennsylvania. The Smurl family, Jack, Janet, their children, and Jack's elderly parents are living with a past tied to the same cursed mirror. During Heather's birthday celebration, a ceiling light collapses, injuring her and signaling that the haunting has begun again. Ed and Lorraine, now on a brief hiatus from active investigations, are drawn back when Judy, now grown and engaged to Tony Spera, reaches out about the Smurl house. She recalls disturbing memories and visions of previous hauntings, including Annabelle and other malevolent entities, signaling the mirror's persistent evil. As the Smurls experience increasingly terrifying events, the danger escalates. Janet witnesses a phone cord moving on its own, Shannon sees a doll levitate, and Heather and Dawn notice the attic mirror seemingly watching them. Dawn's condition worsens, vomiting blood and glass fragments, proving the entity is no mere prank. Father Gordon visits to help with the blessing, but the malevolent presence drives him to suicide, leaving the community in shock. Judy touches his casket and receives a vision pointing to Pennsylvania as the source of these echoes. Her disappearance prompts Ed, Lorraine, and Tony to search for her, leading them to the Smurl house, setting the stage for the Warrens' full return into the haunting. Once reunited, Judy leads Ed, Lorraine, and Tony deeper into the Smurl house, determined to confront the source of the haunting. Lorraine uncovers evidence that a larger, more sinister entity is manipulating the spirits, tracing its origins to a woman and her mother who were murdered in the house. The mirror, fully restored, becomes a focal point of terror, with its influence expanding monstrously, even chasing Judy through the stairwell. Ed explains the mirror's dark history and Judy's lifelong connection to it, revealing that her birth coincided with the mirror's first display of malevolence. The family realizes that facing the mirror directly is the only way to break its hold. Tensions rise as the spirits lash out violently, forcing Lorraine into the basement and pushing Judy toward the attic, testing their courage and resolve. The scene builds suspense as the stakes escalate. The mirror is not just an object, but a sentient, vengeful force that feeds on fear, and the Warrens must prepare for a direct confrontation that could cost them dearly. The final confrontation begins in the attic, where Ed and Tony attempt to move the mirror, but it resists violently, lashing out with supernatural force. Spirits slam through the walls and ceiling, and Lorraine is knocked into the basement, while Judy is pushed toward the mirror, teetering on the brink of danger. It's a tense, chaotic sequence that highlights the entity's strength and malice. In a pivotal moment, Lorraine and Judy join hands, facing the mirror together. Ed, though weakened by a heart attack, recites prayers, combining faith, love, and courage to combat the darkness. Judy finally confronts the evil reflected in the glass, declaring, "You're not there," shattering the mirror's power. The entity screams and is banished, ending the haunting once and for all. The family's unity proves stronger than the malevolent force, and the scene emphasizes that love and courage can overcome even the most persistent darkness. After the mirror is destroyed, the Warrens and the Smurls find peace. The broken artifact is brought back to the Warrens Museum, resting safely beside Annabelle and other haunted items. Judy and Tony celebrate their wedding, surrounded by friends and family, including survivors from other famous cases the Warrens handled, a touching nod to their legacy. Lorraine envisions a future of happiness with grandchildren and great-grandchildren carrying on the family's love and courage. Ed's eventual passing is hinted at but left off screen, allowing viewers to imagine a peaceful end to his life. That wraps up The Conjuring Last Rites. This story reminds us that the strongest battles are fought with love, faith, and family. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more movie endings explained. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a spoiler-filled deep dive into your favorite film.